first time in this chapter. And it became a piece of evidence. I was like, how the fuck is this going to be involved? And I waited. I'm like, this is going to come into play. This stupid fucking thing is going to be important in this chapter. And here it is. Blocking his stupid face. Do we have a paralegal to help do the boring work? I don't know. We never see the boring work. Have you ever played Danganronpa? Yeah, what was the first detective game I played? Actually, if you want to go over and see all the games that I've played, hang on. Let me find it. Game log. Game log. If you want to see all the games that I've played on stream, you can check right there, actually. If I've forgotten a game, you all, let me know. Back in court, baby. We're done with our break. Order. Then you can see all the ones I have played. Makes it easier if you're curious about my mystery detective experience. It should be like a searchable list too, like as in you can just do like Control F or Apple F. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Scar. Emma didn't come back. She ran off. She was upset, right? Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Is that Marshall? Hi, buddy. Witness. Please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. This is a long case. You're right, though. I know people like, I love Officer Marshall. I don't love Officer Marshall. I know there's some of you all who come in and be like, oh yeah, Officer Marshall, I love Officer Marshall. I don't know. I'm not like a huge fan. Played them all and a lot more too. I have Raincoat on there, right? That should be up there. The lunch lady. His seems fine. The music in this is good. Have a good one, MCR. And thank you, Kev, for 53 months. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. Yay. Okay, now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. Call him out. In English. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I do have evidence that you came in at the time of the crime. Your handprint. Oh, hi and bye, Andy. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What did you mean? What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? It's not being very helpful. Sounds good, Bacon. Go for it. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours! Alright. Just tell me more about everything, and then I'll contradict something. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even the time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing as unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, I felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make rounds for you. Okay, alright. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. Yo, Whiplash, thank you for the gifting 5 subs. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Let's go.
Gifted a subscription to
Why are the numbers still different? Then my sub numbers are like quite different. I don't know why. This is not as high. Mine says 1078 instead of 1089. So it's like 12 less, but either way, thank you. Thank you very much, Whiplash. That's really, really nice. Really appreciate it. I just want to keep you all aware of what my dashboard's doing. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. Objection! Objection! How does this guy avoid being fired? This is still Act 5. Love the stream. Thank you. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Okay, I have a trump card on my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante. Okay. Let's do this with everything else. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite incredible. Sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Not that he mentioned it. Detective Gumshoe said something like that, too. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. All right, this is where we get him. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat that parlor's Vongol's sepia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. Have a good night, Lexi. Thanks for chilling. That's not what I meant. I hope this at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, did you not want to raise us here? Just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me into this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, okay. Okay. Alright. Let's save it up. We're gonna save. And I'm gonna try my piece of evidence. Objection. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints are at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall. Seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Yeah, we didn't say where they were, so... Here we go. Yeah, Gumshoe's doing well. Fine. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. That's... objection! Objection! That is not true! The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. And you know all this information. How do you know all this information? Witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. Defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it! Alright. Like I said, one of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained hand. Fucking objection! Objection! I guess we try this. Nope, that's not right. Your Honor, what do you think? What? It totally makes sense. It makes sense. You suck. Alright, fine. Hold it. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. Chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Bloodstain and fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Well, they seemingly like the two. Okay. Okay. What do hominids have to do with this? Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How did you know he was wearing gloves? How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene. Thought to be left behind by the murderer. That's right. It was found in Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. I can't let him squirm out of this one. I've got to find something. Something decisive to tie Officer Marshall to this crime. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That one more thing. A locker happens to be mine. What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Updated. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? Picture? Seal of blood. In the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. As long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. Oh, I got it. I got it. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony. I got it. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? I can't let him squirm out of this one. You were in there. The police force is totally and completely inept. Yes! Before Edgeworth got there, committing crimes must have been literally free. Where's the tape? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand why that doesn't work. What? You were in the video. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. That video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, if you can show us evidence in the video that indicates Officer Marshall is present, please do so now. Okay, show evidence. I have evidence. Oh, okay, this is how I do it. Fine. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Okie dokie. Oh my god, fast forward. Take that! You have to do the things in the right order. Bring your attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Would you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Your shirt was hanging out. Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker. Those are the witnesses, I believe. No, let's rewind the video a bit. Oh my god, there's nothing there. Oh, the white cloth is gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Talk to me, buddy. I want to see him get mad. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. It's fingerprint! It's fingerprint activated! Are you stupid? Why's everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Oh, he's so stupid. It's a good thing he's not a detective anymore. guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. Yeah, open that locker. Now prove it. Oh my fucking god. Fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. Well, what kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. The locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force who don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Ah, get him! Get him! Get him, right? Only got 1 word for you, partner. No! What does that mean? What does that mean, though? It's up to best. Order, order, order! Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Olay! Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? Oh my god. It's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. No place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? Seems Mr. Wright has an answer. Any possible conclusion? I don't know, here-ish? Here? Officer Marshall was standing right here. Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. Almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know where they want me to fucking put. This sucks. I don't know, here? Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. I don't understand what this game wants from me. Officer Meekins should have seen him in the evidence room. Oh, should have, not shouldn't have. Oh, here. Here-ish, right? Because it'd be out of the way of the camera. What the fuck, game? I'm just gonna guess places because I don't know what the game wants from me. Where do I go? Chopsticks are wonderful, by the way. You wanna grab them? I know they're literally the best for stuff like this. I literally don't know where the game wants. Chat, where am I supposed to point? Where does it go? Where do I go? Chat. I've tried 4 spots so far. Right here? Is the K? Okay. Alright. I don't know. I didn't know if he was actually the killer, but okay, fine. That didn't work? Was I in the wrong spot? Did I hit the wrong button? Sorry, Meekins ended up against the wall. I guess it's the V, not the K. The K did not work, so I'll try the V. There, but that's... Oh, okay, good! That's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. That's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the scene of the crime. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. Pulled a knife on me. I thought he was hiding out of the way. I didn't know they just wanted me to be like, oh, he was acting like Goodman, which I should have. I don't know why my brain thought of something else. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? I guess he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. So the 777. The answer is simple, he couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture's on his ID card. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized that man wasn't Detective Goodman. You have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? Sip. Got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as a victim. Can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Do I have anything that proves it? Yes, well, no. I have an idea. I have an idea that I'm gonna try. So we're gonna fucking save. Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems like you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. The desert heat! So obvious he's the one. What can I do? Let's check over the log! Check over the log! Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. Rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. He opened it to see if Detective Goodman's jacket's in there. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. That's his jacket! The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So just what exactly is it? It's his jacket! Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. Very well. Take yet another look. Okay. I have points on the line. Please show us why. Let's try to present the jack. Will this work? Well, what do you have to say to that? Is it working? All right, partner. You really want to know the reason I had to open my locker? Why? So I could stuff you in there. Huh? What? I'm sure the world will be a better place with you sent off to the boneyard. Unfortunately, unsolved cases can't be stored in the evidence room. No, I'm an unsolved case. What? What do you mean that didn't? Ugh! Fuck. What's up, Smith? Will this work if I present the bloody jacket? For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. All right, so Officer Meekins barged in on you, and asked to show your ID card. You pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. Bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Pardoner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, you were only half as persistent then as you are today. We all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. All right. Seems the time has come. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like it, planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. Knocked him out. Managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. I mean, that's true. The supposed victim was really you. But there's still one thing I don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. That's too much blood for a hand cut. Somebody died in there earlier than that, and then got put in the trunk of the car. Have we still not gotten to this point? On the scale of 9 to 10, how are you annoyed with the blue badger? Like 9. Honestly, I'm not as annoyed as you would think. I don't know. I'm not as annoyed as you'd think. There's way too much blood for such a small donation. Yeah. How to do what? When you say it, you mean the transferal. You even have to ask, partner? The SL-9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over! Well, what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like... I mean, first of all, you're lying. You're lying here. You're clearly lying. Well, I guess he could have had it, but we found it. Or maybe he dropped it in the other evidence scene. I'm so full. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested of stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. Okay. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could have because the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins to knock him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a billion type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? What did happen to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. You knocked him out and... So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? He was passed out. He was unconscious. What else? He was sleeping like a baby. Sorry, I'm digesting. But the blood found in the street at the scene certainly indicates that crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. But he went and dressed as Officer Goodman. He must have known Goodman was dead, yeah? So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? Still missing, Your Honor. It's already empty. Someone stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more! I just can't forget the SL-9 incident. You know why? I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I'd better take another look at the file. This is already there. Wait, this is SL-9 2, and this is SL-9 11. This was something that was probably there. Here we go, and then I'm gonna use the restroom. Also, I don't know why I'm getting a headache. There's serial murder. Joe Dark was the perpetrator, and the sentence was death. Victims! Neil Marshall. Oh, sorry. Neil Marshall. So his sibling was killed. Jeb Bates, Edith Kirby, Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss. What's their last name? Emma... No, it's not. Sky. Head prosecutor, Edgeworth. Witnesses, Lana and Emma. Investigation Task Force. Executive investigators, Damon Gant and Lana Sky. We're investigating it together. And head investigator, Bruce Goodman. Investigator, Jake Marshall, Angel Star. This guy. Okay. Stole the detective's ID and dressed like him, planted to... Why? That case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something in there that bothers me. Something went down at the trial.
You just resubscribe. You're sharing it now.
Something no one...
Everyone knows how.
Yo, Saul, thank you for the 53 months with that Prime Gaming. I appreciate it. What's going on? Hello. Happy holidays. Alright, something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Edgeworth? Why is he so concerned with that incident? Because his brother died! Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we wound up... Okay. Alright. Let's see! Let's see! High five. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL-9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah. I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? Prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award? Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL-9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. What's his relation to you? My brother. Yeah, of course. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then deputy chief of police. He got too close to the real answer, and Gant killed him. That's my guess. A group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Oh, you can see him literally in the bottom left. Didn't even think about it. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark when he was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. High five, Ben. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case is finally closed. At least, according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? Oh, I think Gant's the true... I think taking down somebody else as high and mighty and high-ranking as Gant is... It's, like, already overplayed in one game alone. But I do think it was probably him. And he's been trying to cover stuff up. Probably. There's more to my brother's death than what the record said. Because, you know, we would never find the true killer in the second day. It's always the third. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Okay. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened to the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day of the SL-9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Right, it's on defense, yeah. Yeah, but still, if they were doing a case to follow up the first four... But I guess if it's a follow-up, they also have to make it, like, big and flashy, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that's why. Yes, this mystery's finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. I know, it doesn't look good for Lana Skye! Things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Can we figure out whose blood it was in the police department, though? Did anybody do a fucking blood test of the big pile of blood on the ground? Because... Chance. It's gotta be more than just that. No one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime. That means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was a real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Ah! I rest my case. Seems this trial's reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. What's up, Caps fan? How you doing? Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendant... Objection! Oh, hold it! Oh, there's Emma. Your Honor, wait! Emma, the defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, Wright? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, innocence. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. Please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Oh, that's a good boy, Edgeworth. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL-9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it. Yep. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. I mean the traces of blood found in Detective Gumshoe's locker. But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. You didn't know blood analysis? Hey, it belongs to fucking Detective Goodman kind of thing. Girl, why are you here? Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? Yes! The big pile of blood! It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Whose blood is it? Whose blood is it? Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use, but still! If you can't find anything wrong with the blood mark, Lana will be... If I've ever needed to concentrate, it's now. Well, what's his name was never wearing gloves. Marshall was never wearing gloves. What could be wrong with it? Could there be something I'm missing? I object. What trial day is this? Trial day 2. Trial ladder day 2. It's the second half of the trial on day 2. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright. You're staring pretty intently. Tell me, is there a problem with him? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something that hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. All the evidence here, I'm gonna save. I don't have a lot of health left. There's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? The blue badger? I'm gonna try it. Why is he there again? What about that piece of plywood? The blue badger. Mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the scene of the crime. The blue badger is not here. So? Watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. How did the blood mark it? Well, what? That's right. So long as the blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? Just so you know, we do have a pun tax. First time chatter. You came in. This is you. You get a one-time warning. Just what exactly? What does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found in the locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma. On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? which means it happened before then. After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Why wasn't that on the camera? Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. Had to have been. Had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Test the blood, you stupid fucks! Test the blood! This is basic scientific investigative whatever the fuck. You're like, oh, let's make sure we know whose blood this is. Wouldn't you do that? Wouldn't that be the first thing you do? Oh, it's a big pool of blood on the floor. Oh, we've noticed there used to be a bunch of blood here. Let's see if we can find any traces of it. And fucking... It's too late, Edgeworth. The music kicked in. That's funny. That's funny. Literally me watching House, yeah. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. Objection! The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. Or the giant pool of blood on the floor! So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened. When did it take place? I demand you show evidence of proof. Yes, I have evidence! I have evidence! Another incident took place. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us. Save? When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. It's gonna be the check-in list. If I still have it. Do I still have it? Oh my god, I was like, where is it? Okay. Take that. The crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. Oh, the card ID record, man. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50. The crime took place before that time, and it would be 4:40. Miles Edgeworth! What have you done? Never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. Doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. Clear from the luminol test, that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime scene was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's another thing. There's only one other card number remaining. 777777. Now, is that Officer Marshall's, or he came in as the fake Bruce Goodman? So, I think it's Detective Gantz. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7. How do you get an all 7 number when you're the fucking chief of police? Duh. That's why I think it's him. That's another reason I think it's him. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7s. It's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Chief of police! Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. And if an official charge is filed against an executive... Oh, if an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge. You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. It's gonna be your fucking chief... Excuse me. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay, let me ask a question. Yes. No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana. Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we looked up her ID number, and it's not that one. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. SL-9. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Uh-oh, here she comes. You need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor. I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. But, Lana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Finish. What are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. This is the same stand. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye, and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Like what? Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. Dude, I'm representing you! Yes, hands are big! Yes, hands are big! Sorry, this is a serious moment. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Oh, so... Oh, this is a loud crowd! So this probably is why they thought... Shut up! The cast in the courtroom would have had to wait until... Okay. Oh, God. I needed to use the restroom. Okay, cool. So that's probably where the rumors about Edgeworth started, was because of fucking Lana. Girl, can you not? I'm gonna let this start, see if we can get any music real quick. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to. Okay, I need your session. His catchphrase is stop self-snitching. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL-9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Have I been saying Drake? I might have been saying Drake instead of Dark. Anyway. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean what happened to you? All there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. What did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Yes, you did! You read the file! Alright, we're gonna leave it on this music. And then we're gonna fucking talk to her. I'm gonna have a sip of water and take a 3-minute break. I need to work out tomorrow. I'm gonna try to work out before we bake. Or maybe after. One or the other. Cool. I'll be right back. Oh. Sorry, I had it muted for a second. I'm gonna actually mute my alerts somehow. Don't hurry back working out. I might just, there you go. I might just go on a walk, honestly, because that's something I can do. I know I still have to get a second opinion, and I don't trust the people I went to the first time, and it's annoying. So yeah. There we go. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. Yo, so, no, Solid. No, that's not right. That's not correct. Nope. It's, no, not quite. It's not pain. It's just a bit of soreness. It's not pain. It's just a bit of soreness, and, it's a small, yeah, I know I wasn't muted. It's okay. It's like a fracture. It's called a pars defect or spondylolysis, and it's like a fracture that's not actually on the vertebrae. It's on like these like pieces that kind of help connect the vertebrae. So it's only a very small sore spot that I feel when I like bend over in certain ways or do certain things. Because it's on my low back. It's like on near the 5th vertebrae. So it's not like it's not a couple vertebrae. It's nothing like that. It's not that intense. I'm fine. Like almost always I'm good. It's just a thing that because it's a fracture, I don't want to make it worse and have it become a bigger problem. And again, it only feels like minor soreness, like I worked out and that little area is sore when I move it, right? That's why I was so confused about it being an injury at all, being a fracture, because it doesn't feel like what I would expect a fracture in any spot to be, right? And so I'm like, I was trying to stretch over today and I'm like, I'm getting so unflexible. I just don't want to make it worse because if that progresses, it can turn into something called, I think it's spondylolisthesis. It's some like long, weird term where basically the vertebrae, if it's, the fracture is bad and then it can cause a vertebrae, I think, the disc to slip or something, the vertebrae to slip, something like that, and just cause more pain. And I don't want that to happen. Raxa, that's a great question. We don't yet. We're working on it though. We just stop ourselves from dividing and mutating. If we can stop ourselves from mutating as they divide, then we in essence stop the aging process, but we don't know how to do that. Not yet, which is a bummer. Wish we were a little bit farther ahead in our scientific research so we can stop it. Molecular blankie. Soon, TM. So anyway, it's just a little fracture down there. So I need a second opinion on like, hey, can I ever heal this? If I can't, and it's stretching is literally gonna make it worse, then I'd rather go in for fucking surgery and put a little pin in between whatever that shit is so that it doesn't continue to get worse. And so I can just do the shit I want to do without worrying that I'm gonna actually hurt myself for good. So I need to go in and be like, yo, I'm gonna fucking do yoga. I will not let myself just not be flexible because I'm worried about furthering some injury that doesn't even actually hurt right now. Like, no, I'm not gonna let that paralyze my life and stop myself when it seems so minor and I don't want it to progress. So I'm gonna do whatever I can to be like, I'm gonna keep fucking stretching and I'm gonna move. I'm gonna be an active individual. As long as my body will move, I'm going to move it. So I can talk to somebody and be like, okay, how do I do that without making the thing worse? And if it's gonna get worse on its own, let's just stop it from doing that now. So I gotta go talk to somebody about it, figure it out. Anyway, this thing usually just happens in like young female athletes or whatever, but it's just for me. And if it's set in place long enough, then it's like a permanent whatever, it's there. But I didn't notice it before, so but it could have been there for years. I don't know. This is why I need a second opinion. Anyway, just for the future, Solid, if you're still in here, we're not sure if it's from yoga, Isurma. That's just my assumption. I don't know. Because I don't know what could have caused it. Yeah, if you're still there, just want to make sure that it wasn't like people are thinking like, oh my God, she hurt all these vertebrae in her back. It's not that intense. It's not. I was like, oh God, I need to clarify. Okay, let's, oh God, it's so warm in here. Okay, let's talk to, just one person asked. I know, but that's what you were saying is you were like, oh, it's a couple of vertebrae so I was just clarifying so that you also knew that it wasn't like and it's not like pain. It's just a little soreness, which I don't count as pain. Being sore is not, I mean, I guess to a certain extent it becomes painful, but it doesn't feel like ouch pain. It's just like, oh, that's a little sore. It's different for me. I don't know. Okay, anyway, we're just talking to Emma. back in the game. All right. It happened 2 years ago. Right about this time of the year, too. Oh, hi, B. How are you? How is the game? Hey, guess what I have? Guess what I have? Guess what? Guess. Guess what? Guess what I have? What's up, Asian? What's up, Photon? Guess what I have? Get it. Please say cookout. It's not cookout. It's not that fun. Nope. No?
Oh, then I don't know.
I have a headache! Yay! I already took Tylenol. Paper! Snow! A ghost! That's good. You get that reference?
No.
Oh, it's from Friends. Huh? I don't know. It's when Joey's on the Celebrity Pyramid whatever show. And he's really bad at it.
That's later on. I won't remember this.
And twice in a row, he just goes, Paper! No! A ghost! And he does that twice, and it's never. Anyway.
Sweet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, you can. That's fine. You can go ahead and hang out. Feel free to just hang. You know what I mean? We're just hanging. We're just hanging. There's a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. It's good. I'm doing a really good job reading. We were planning. Actually, that might relieve some of the pressure on my head. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. And suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark.
It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. And what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office. For an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture. Is it the SL9 incident? After the incident, the permanent picture? What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Ellipses. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out.
That is sus.
When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, ellipses. You've been going through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, ellipses, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. And find the evidence to make an airtight case. By the way, if you have Twitch Prime, you can sub to Foo right now for free, which is crazy. Well, that's not what that says. It says that way Lana would never have forged any. I see.
I can feel like whatever the muscle or tendon is going up into my head. I think that's where some of the pain is coming from. Ah!
I see ellipses. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. There's still something that bothers me about that crime. Go up one. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No. I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence. Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth?
Mm-hmm.
Yes! But I'm sure he didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's probably where the unsavory rumors came about, I'm telling you.
He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Oh, talking about puns, potentially. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Down two?
Something puzzling.
There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? Pardon me. You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. It goes in the square hole. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Go dark. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview. He fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Ellipses. Across from the elevator? Lana. Was the chief prosecutor. Oh, sorry. But Lana was the chief prosecutor. Was it? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective.
Mm-hmm.
She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? Better have another talk to her.
Yeah, you can see it in the case profile. That makes a lot more sense now.
All of them are checked out.
Let's go to the detention center. Thank you. This is awesome, chat. This is so good.
Lana? Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Rules don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risk. Lana. Oh. Emma told me about you. Oh? How you were a detective 2 years ago. How the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. You fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? Ellipsis. Suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
Dude, our defense... The defense is always so bad at talking to us. Always. Oh. Yeah, I'm just vibing. I can read if you want. Thank you. I do feel like looser here.
I figured it might help a little.
Legit.
Do you want like a Gatorade or something for electrolytes?
Sure. I'll take the little one. I think the little one's light blue.
You have a little one? Is it in the
It's
fridge?
just right in the fridge, yeah. I still feel it a little bit like over here, but I think it's a little lighter than it was. So
Just
thank
get
you.
some electrolytes in you now.
What a nice partner. Oh, this is my eye now. Hang on. Hi, AG, by the way. Thank you for the raid. I'm sorry, I got something in my eye right as you like raided. Hello. How was stream? What were you doing today? This is my first time through Ace Attorney. Hi, I'm Fu. What's going on? Sorry, I'm stretching out because Bird just gave me a little bit of massage because I have a headache, which is really nice of him. What were you streaming? Can we get a shout out for AG? Oh. I get like fluid buildup and then I can feel like the pops or something in the back of my neck. This School Ninja starring Goemon, nice. Oh yeah, you're doing the N64 games. Cool. That's dope. Was it good? Was it a good one or was it a bad one? What is in your opinion, completely based on your opinion, your favorite and least favorite games you've like played so far? What would you say? Favorite and least favorite so far? Look, Bird found this look, it's a plucked chicken. Look at this plucked chicken. Oh, he's a honey cat today. Thank you, Bee. He's a honey cat. He smells like honey. Right in his fucking neck.
Babies!
This cat, no joke, naturally smells like honey. When he's all warm and cozy, he just emits honey smell. It's the weirdest thing. Walking cat and drink vendor. I know, isn't that nice, Maxie? It's so nice of him. Oh my god, he's the most tired little baby right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he was on the cloud and he was looking at me, so I said, "Yep, that means you're coming with me."
What does honey smell like? Do you have honey? Just go open the honey and smell it. And that's what this cat's neck smells like. It's so weird. Hey, baby. You're so small. He's so little. You love honey? Then you love this cat. Is that the cat's name? No, but it should have been. It might have needed to be honey. Little Han. Let's just call him Little Han from now on.
Honey.
I'm just gonna call him Little Honey. Or Winnie the Pooh. No, his name is technically Silas, but his nickname is Mystery Flesh Pit. But we mostly just call him Small or Kittim. Kitten. Small. Hi, Small. Hey, Small. You're so little, buddy. Look how stupid and wrinkly he is. Look at all these wrinkles. Look at this wrinkly cat. He's really eepy. So he doesn't Momo stretch. No, we're trying to get him used to it. I thought his name was Insert Eldritch Scream. Nobody did come in the room like a week ago. He came into our bedroom late at night and he just sat there because we leave the door cracked for the cats if they want to come hang, like mostly Mochi. But he came and he just sat in their room near the door and I looked up at him and I was like, son of Baal. You little demon baby. Yeah. Look how cute he is. He's so cute and small. He's about ready to get up. Sphinx cats? Yeah, Sphinx cats smell like cooked mushrooms? What on earth? Yeah, so because they have fur, they're still like self-grooming cats and they don't need baths often or anything, but yeah. Have a good night, Captain Auk. Yeah, I did miss the pun, so you're lucky. You gonna go? Okay. You can go. If you wanna go, you can go. You can go, buddy. Hi, Small. Okay. They get sweaty under blankets and stuff. Oh my god. It's like Thor, my mom's dog. So, just so you all know, as a heads up, did we do a follow? Did we do a shout out for AG, by the way? And we should do one for Bird too. Just so you all know, Thor comes for the entire winter again. No, thank you. Don't do it. What? We ancient what? Yeah. Thor comes on January 4th, and then we have him again for like three and a half months. 3.5 months! Remember that time we didn't have any pets? I mean, all the pets in the house are Pix's, technically. We like to help take care of them, but it's at the end of the day, it's like, they're her pets, it's cool. We love having the house pets. And then fucking my mom's like, I'm gonna go to Florida, bye. Here's our dog. Here's your, it's your dog now. They get acne? What on earth? Okay, what's up? Let's keep going. Let's get it. Let's do like another hour and see where we're at. A lot of revelations were uncovered. Oh, a lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well. Though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. You've known this girl for 2 days! Of course you haven't seen her look so phased. The chillest flippin' bro is AG's description based on the shout out, and I agree with that. AG is one of the absolute chillest people I know. In a good way. Yeah. When are you gonna come see us? Oh, I'll see you in like a couple weeks, yeah. Yeah. Are you gonna come up for the Super Bowl? Yeah? Alright, sweet. We should watch it at the place we'll be at this coming week. If it's, yeah, while we still have access to it, because you should go while we have access to it. If it's that, I will 100% go. Oh yeah, and somebody else said they would too, right? Joey? Is Joey coming? Let's keep going. Okay. Joey! If I scream, I'll probably have my headache come back. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. Look at her. Gant totally did it. It's totally Gant. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant. He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. It was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever! They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL-9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Those were your best detectives? Marshall? Detective Goodman, whose case it was. Jake Marshall, an Angel Star. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place, when he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. And you see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime, was me. Now you tell us. Oh my God, girl. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out. And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL-9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. Well, what are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. That case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office. The site of the final SL-9 murder. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. The chief of detectives seems the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Police department! Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Hey, Sarah. How you say that? You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance. We all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go into the evidence room today, partner.
But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it?
Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today.
Yeah.
Where's Maya? Maya's training. Yeah, she's training to become a full-fledged spirit medium. Something was fishy about this trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, a murder weapon. Murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
A question?
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us.
The scars of the SL-9 incident left behind.
Let's talk about it. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners will get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant, Lana Sky. I got the looks, but he got the brains. Clearly! He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was he? Your brother?
He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? It's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother.
The day the SL-9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Huh? Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall, there was thunder. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty.
It's Gant, dude!
It's okay, I'm stuck on the story too.
Hi, Chad. Hey, hello. What's up, Shotty? How you doing? It's been a while.
The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second in command, Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After that case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. And yes, I am hosting as well this year. Unless you see me announce something somewhere that like, oh, I regret to inform you that I'm no longer in the interview team, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'll be there. I'm going to be there. I'll be there. I'm also the lead interstitials for the Frame Fatales events. I'm doing 4 GDQ events a year minimum. It was fun. I mean, it's always really fun. But yeah, you always see me there. That'll be a big announcement day if that ever changes. Or it'll have to be something like really huge for me to not go, basically. What if it was 5 events? I did do 5 events this past year. Because of GDQX. Anyway, she's never been the same since she left. Everyone knew or said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? GDQ staff? Well, there's a difference between like staff and volunteers. You're always welcome to volunteer. That will get you like basically free entry to the event. But they won't be able to provide volunteers. GDQ can't afford to provide for like hotel and travel and stuff. Staff is different. Staff is a paid position. But you can apply to either depending on if staff positions are open. But volunteers are always new, or always like, you always apply per event. So if you want to volunteer for a position there, you just have to, happy Boxing Day. What's up, Booper? You just have to apply when volunteer applications are open. It's usually like 3-ish months before the event. Yeah. So yeah, GDQ will post like in their main Discord server, as well as like on Twitter and on Instagram. There will be posts everywhere like that, saying like, hey, volunteer applications are open. Then you can apply for stuff like, there's like front desk check-in, there's, it's not called security anymore. There are badge checkers, there's enforcement, there is, you can work in one of the volunteer rooms like the arcade or the board game room, like board game checkout. Then there's stuff in the main room, like donation station is a really easy, chill volunteer position to start in. I've done that a number of times. There's volunteer positions for like camera ops and audio tech and stream tech. I'm pretty sure there's a couple volunteer positions there, but a lot of that is staff because, you know, it's kind of a big thing. There's also setup and breakdown. Those are volunteer positions. I think I'm missing 1 or 2, but yeah. Yeah, there's an arcade. Yeah, with rhythm game stuff. I don't know what we'll have this event since it's the same week as MagFest. So we might be competing for vendors, but I don't know. We'll have some stuff. Yeah, of course. Yeah, happy to provide the info because, I mean, why not? I always encourage people to apply to volunteer because it's cool. It's fun. Here we go. Oh, what happened to her? And then Marshall goes, sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. What a secret. It all started 2 years ago. Gant has threatened her. Gant is fucking blackmailing her. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. Someone else is the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That's someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Oh. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. AGDQ sounds like a mini PAX without the expo hall. Yeah, it's all focused on the main marathon room with the stream. But we have panels, we have tournaments, like, you know, Smash and fighting tournaments. There's like a little tournament room. There's a whole practice room where you can like check out equipment and play your games. There's a board game room, there's the arcade, the panel room, and the main marathon room. And then people are like hanging out in each other's rooms or playing board games or going out and doing activities nearby. Like when we're in Minneapolis, we'll go to like Mall of America once or like go to an escape room or, you know, stuff like that. It's fun. It's just a place to like come and hang out with your friends. And because you're all together, it feels like you're in a walkable environment where you're able to socialize and you can choose when you're doing it. Like I've been seeing all these videos lately, and this is not really the right time to get in this conversation, but we always do this kind of thing. I've been seeing these videos lately of talking about like third places and walkable living and how that changes the way that you socialize with others and how beneficial that is for us as people. And I maybe realized that like it's one of the reasons why I love GDQ so much and why I love Disney so much. Like Disney World, like parks. Because the Disney ecosystem and GDQs and like conventions in a similar way. I guess conventions in general. So like the Disney ecosystem and like conventions are ways where you can socialize and they're a little different. Like let's start with conventions since we were already on that. Like it's a space where you can walk into areas on your own accord when you feel like it on your time without always scheduling and choose to socialize. So you're not forced to schedule anything. You can go on your own pace and at your own energy and choose to interact with people. That's why people like love to hang out at events like that. And even in conventions, even at like TwitchCon, like I would just be like, okay, I'm going to go this way. And like, I want to explore the expo hall. Like, is anybody around? And I'd be like, oh, you're here. Like, do you want to just go do this? And we're like, sure. I'm like, I just have to be back for this one thing, but whatever, I'll make it work. And then we're like, oh, we're going to go to lunch suddenly. And it's so nice to be like, we're just going to do this. And like, I've decided I'm just going to walk back to my hotel room and like fucking chill. Or I don't want to do that. I want to go out. Can we go out to like, it was in fucking Vegas this year. And I was like, let's go out to just like, I'm going to watch people gamble because I don't gamble. Or, you know, things like that. And then with Disney, the thing about that I love is that, yeah, it's more scheduled because I want to make sure that we make our reservations. But a lot of times it's just, what ride do we want to do next? Oh, this one looks good. The wait's low. We can just walk over here. Disney is so walkable, and the public transportation between the parks and the shopping areas and stuff are so good. It's not that I love buses, but their bus transportation system is great. And you just have to plan a little extra time. But then their Skyliner, I love the Disney Skyliner, like so much. And their monorail system is awesome. They even have boat transportation from a bunch of places. So if you're staying at like anywhere that's like boat accessible from like Magic Kingdom, there are like 4 hotels you can just get a little boat to, or you can take the monorail around, or you can take the monorail all the way over to Epcot, or you can like take the Skyliner from a few hotels to 2 of the parks. And like all these things where you just pop on and go to this thing and pop off. And walking allows you to have more time where you can choose to interact with people. And then also you don't feel like, oh, I have to get in the fucking car and like plan to do this thing and go park, and you don't see anybody and you don't talk to anybody and you're in your bubble. And while like that can sound nice for people who are like, don't bug me, I want to be in my space, it still detracts from just the idea of being around people in a way that can contribute to like a positive social environment. And so that's just some of the reasons why I've realized I love going to those environments and paying to be there, or wanting to work at GDQs, or wanting to go to TwitchCon, or wanting to, you know, like doing all that, because it just provides me with spaces that I don't have. I don't live in a walkable city. And the older, I mean, I guess it's the older I get, but just the more research I see on this, the more I realize why I'm being drawn to these places that do feel walkable, that don't feel scheduled, right? Where do they have gondolas? Yeah, the ferry. I wouldn't say they have little boats though. They do have walking paths too. Yeah, true. Oh no, Epic Pikachu. So the thing that you do have incorrect there is that the Grand Floridian is much more expensive than that nowadays. Much more expensive than that. Double that minimum. It's very expensive. But yeah, so, and the Polynesians over there, it's the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian. And then you also have Wilderness Lodge and Contemporary. You don't like to walk that much, you have a knee injury. I'm sorry if walking is hard for you, because walking is so good for your body and your brain. Inflation. Yeah, it's been a while. Appreciate a good city layout. Just, I don't know. Disney's made me realize how much I love good public transportation. $600 a night? Is it really? Did you just check it? That's so cheap for them. That's cheap for Disney. Savannah View room without any discounts right now at Animal Kingdom is $800 a night. So I'm surprised that the Grand Floridian would be any less. Anyway, could be. You could be right. So, yeah. So satisfying when a community is connected. Yeah, I was seeing like these drawings of how some places in Europe have like their little, it's like these little community or like neighborhood style bubbles where you have a bunch of stores and things that are all close enough to these homes with like parks and centered locations that people can just hang out in, where you like walk through these spaces every day and you can just be like, oh yeah, kids are going to hang out over there. We're going to go over here. We're going to be like, or go to this cafe or just be right in the space. Gives you those third spaces, which is really cool. I didn't know about that. Third places, man. Look up third place. Look up third. Well, that might not get me. Third places. Having a third place. It's not home. It's not work. My home and work are the same place. So I have, my places are a little weird, but yeah. Towns had literal commons. Yeah. Yep. Use your Peloton. That's good. That's good. Third dark blue space on the Monopoly board. Grand Floridian and Spa. I'm just going to go. Let's check in January 5th to the, sure. For 2 people, pre-tax, if you go on January 5th, $800, $1,200, $1,300. I don't see where you're seeing $600. Where are you seeing $600? This is $800. This is, I mean, it's $782 excluding tax. Third places are a rarity in America. I know, it's really sad. Wish it wasn't so hard to live other places or have that in other ways. I go the 9th to the 13th. What about then? Is it any cheaper? What's up, Caleb? How you doing? Hello. Sorry, we're gonna keep going. Park View. If you want a theme park view, that's minimum $900 a night. Anyway, Grand Floridian's is pricey. Pricey as fuck. Why I never stay there. What's the reasoning behind the third place name? Because you're, yeah, home, work, and other. I guess leisure could fit. I'm still learning about it. I'm pretty new to the idea of the third place, but I love the concept. It was an off season. That's really cheap for the Grand Floridian. That is cheap. Why don't we? I have to use the restroom again. Can I not go inside? I want to go inside. Imagine right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Oh, we've done this. I want to go in there, though. Where do I go? Okay, maybe something's here. Oh, no one's here today. Not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. It must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case, but instead it looked like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. What's up, Edgy? Are you in here? Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Where is everybody? Well, I can't go to the evidence room. Okay. This is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. Must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Oh, we actually talked about it. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those.
Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor.
Really? I mean, it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Stop talking!
You're right, you can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office.
Dude.
What the fuck? Why is there a huge organ in here? What? That's why his theme has an organ playing in it. Well, where am I? What the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh, I played an ad. What's happening? Oh my god. Sorry, the ad accidentally played. I'm sorry, that was my bad. My bad. Damon Gannon. Literally Ganon. His skin is orange. He is actually Ganondorf. He's legitimately Ganondorf. No, Lexi, that's too much of a pun. Too much of a pun. You better have a resub ready or some channel points saved up. I'm sorry about the ad. That's why I'm taking a moment. Because my bad. Also, I noticed something. Do you see that? You see that? You see the picture? Do you see the picture right there? Fine. Well, you knew what was gonna happen. Do you see that picture? Do you see that? Look at that. Look at the shield. Look at the shield. Look at it. Look at it intact. Do you see what's going through it? It's a knife! A knife! Oh, I thought I heard Bird. I thought he would say no. I'm a little sad. There's a fucking knife in there. Let me see what you have. There it is. A knife! No! Look at this photograph. What is on the right of them? Is that like a fucking suit of armor or a C3? Is that like C3PO? It's holding a spear. That's also another weapon. Is it also wearing a red muffler? What's happening? There's so much potential. And the vase is there. All of it's in the picture. Everything we need is in that one picture. Do you see that fucking picture? Evidence. It's all right there. All of it. All of it's right there. Yo. It is literally all right there. Everything that we need is in that fucking picture.
In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door.
Check out that pipe organ. It's real, isn't it?
Dude, literally all of it's right there. Just take the picture and let's go. That's all we need.
No, of course these two will be like, no, I don't know. Oh, look, that picture looks cool.
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach.
I thought I was a genius at...
I never could remember where C was.
Hi! Oh, it's you two. You can't. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. Oopsie. So, righto! Have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. Had my hands full too with Miss Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Oh, Mr. Marshall's? Same, Mr. Provocative statement. Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there?
Yes, it's got all the evidence we need on it.
Oh my god. It probably is everything we ever needed. What the frick?
Yo, Whiplash! Thank you for the additional 5 gifted subs.
I appreciate you a bunch. That's super nice. Oh, for the pun. You only needed to do one, but that is very sweet that you did 5. Okay. It's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. That looks like a muffler to me. And a spear with red on it. And the vase that we found involved in the incident. And the fucking trophy with a broken sword. Oops, my hand slipped. Wow. Thank you. No blue badger. There was no blue badger at the time, but yeah. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, prosecutor Neil Marshall. Took it to commemorate our work together. Wait, this was taken the day of the crime. This picture was taken literally the day of the crime. From the SL-9 incident. It's the day he won the award, right? Holy shit, this picture is so important. This picture is so important. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my... What do you mean you can't put your finger on it? There's like 6 things to look at. Thank you. I'm so glad the picture's been added to the court record. We're literally gonna need it. Phoenix! How can you not see everything in this picture? Look at the no. It's gonna give me more of a headache. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here. Let's go out together. Oh, but this office. It was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case is long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. He so did it. Plot demands that he not know yet. I know, right? I can't put my finger on it. I hope the game does the, hey, put your finger on what's wrong in this picture. Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Should probably request an official investigation. A clue! A clue! Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be at a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. I falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Yeah, but it wasn't his fault. He didn't know. Just picked this up recently. Okay, well, don't watch spoilers. Everything about this is spoilers. I hope you had a good Christmas too, Bulma. I'm just letting you head out, Klizzix. We'd love to have you here, but I also don't want you to have spoilers. So please, for your sake, get out, and we'll see you for another game. Love to have you back in here, but I want you to have a good first experience. What's up, Jempo? Hello. The music in this game is good. You're right. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Just as a heads up. Warning. Warning. I need like a warning for my screen. It's all good. Yeah, just hit up your girl. Hit up pics about it. Edgeworth's crisis. Why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. And now with this,
There are really so many people who hate him?
in our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems like you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, be careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you said that earlier today. Wait, you were in here earlier and said that. Wait, what? Wait. What? Wait a minute. Yeah, you came in earlier in stream and said that. I was right. Okay.
Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing.
Seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Yeah. Oh, there you go. That makes more sense.
Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack.
His final attack? You mean...
when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl.
Neat. Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl.
That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay?
Powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Okay. Yo, high five. Rio. Yo, what's up, Rockin'? Thanks for the raid. I hope you had a good stream today. And now I am here 4 times. Bird, AG, and Rockin'. Let's go. Good streams. Good streams. Good chill people. Good chill people. Disney people. Okay, Dark's time.
Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman.
Businessman? What made him take to serial killing?
One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So it was an accident?
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed a man that witnessed... I didn't like that. Jesus Christ.
A jogger came upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Whoa, I can't go back and see that. Okay.
Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence.
So he turned himself in.
Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily, Dark was arrested on the spot. Good thing that witness wasn't killed, that last witness.
Who was the last witness? I bet it was Gant, aka Emma. Are we sure it wasn't Gant as well? Because she passed out, so. Oh my god, it's so far away. Oh, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. About this.
Hey, is that...
It has a tag attached to it with the label SL-9 instant on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of.
What are you doing with that? Ever since the case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When he showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what is it, Detective? What? Before you forget again!
Yeah!
Are we streaming today, Rockin'? What are we doing today? Okay, good night, trainer. Murder weapon. This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it?
That's right. Traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too.
No one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Now, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound.
Did it match Dark's knife?
You bet, down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive.
Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know.
Can I ask you one more thing? We can play more Odyssey. Got another 200 moons.
That's awesome!
Another 200? So fun to find them, right? Super fun to find them.
What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant.
It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? Where prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked, but we'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What, really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh, sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
But this, shut up, Emma! Emma, shush!
Oh no, that won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died.
Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe was our only chance of getting into that office.
No, what about
Officer Marshall? I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. I think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal.
You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose.
Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty.
About that jar, I think I've seen it somewhere before.
Somewhere.
Maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives.
Must be the most uninformative detective ever met.
I know where it's from! Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me.
Chief Gant?
Where could I have seen that before?
Here. Oh, sorry, I was trying to prove you right.
It's literally right there!
Oh, I thought that would work. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth brought back to his office by Gant's request. That's why...
That's the ID card. Record, isn't it?
Yes, there's only one number left to investigate. At 4:20 p.m., the victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. 77777. That's 17 too many, Detective. I just might have a hunch.
Yeah, that's it.
King of Prosecutors Award. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, pal. Got an award for diligence myself.
Ah. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later.
Apparently he's forgotten.
This guy almost made us lose the case today. What are you talking about? He's guarding the bloodstain on that evidence locker with his life. There's more to that thing. It's more than you can... Oh, that's more than you can say about most officers nowadays.
Would have saved us a lot of trouble if he hadn't guarded it so well.
I have to admit he's right, though. Thanks to the Blue Badger, we were able to prove another possibility today. Okay. I don't know what to show him. What would drive Chief Prosecutor Scott to do such? Wait, I didn't mean. I mean, sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know what to show him. There's so much evidence I could show. Yeah, just bought some of that stuff. Now I can go around detecting blood traces too.
Wow, is that a new type? I've never seen that bottle before. Add 3 inches to your base height.
Base height? Hey, let me see that. Blooming tail, new and improved growth formula. You mean this can't detect any blood traces?
Oh, well, it's not quite the same thing as luminol.
So that's why the lady at the counter had that smirk on her face. Is that what they meant by 3 inches? Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, I know, I'm just going through everything. Fingerprint set. What? All I have is some flour. Are you okay, detective? Quick, run! Joe! Any help? One time I took a nap on a bench with wet paint. Why am I not comforted? Oh, I thought this would work. Okay. This seems suspicious. That'd be nice. This will be important. Okay. I lost sight of report, huh?
Very impressive, detective. You knew what it was right off the bat.
Well, I am a master of misplacement, you know.
Master, that has such a cool ring to it.
The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here. Okay.
Oh, a higher power.
Maybe I shouldn't let Emma hold any evidence. 5-9. Why? Weird. Do I not have the thing I need? No reason for the murderer to touch his own locker. It wasn't your locker with the one with the glove on it, with the blood on it. Shh, if they come to arrest me, you'll defend me, won't you? If that happens, I think you'll do better pleading with Edgeworth. I believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus.
Really?
He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles.
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus.
Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. I'm not a trade places with him. Well, why are you looking at me like that? Wow. I've done this. I already did this one like twice by accident. Fuck, what? What do I do? Detective, here's my attorney's badge. Shows to me every time we meet, pal. You'll mention other police badge. Enough said.
I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice.
Oh wait, stop. Belongs to the victim. You can do just about anything these days with a card and a secret number. Scary. Only scary because you keep dropping your card, Detective Gumshoe. Forget my secret number a lot too. I'm scared of myself. But I'm me after all. What could be wrong with that? I'll stay out of this conversation.
thing I need to get him to convince him, by the way? Because I've tried basically everything. Except for, like, the cell phone. Oh, I'm sorry. Chat. Chat. I'm officially asking. Do I have what I need to show him? I don't have it yet. Yeah, okay, cool. Because I was like, I can't find anything. Alright, I'll come back. Can you talk to me about this picture? Oh my god. No hints, tips, or spoilers unless I ask. Oh, is he here now? I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. Here he is! Looks like he's writing something.
What are you doing here?
Hi.
Sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? Had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. It's another allegation to me.
Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you.
That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day.
Hi.
I'm sorry about this whole allegation thing. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I could do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same, no matter what excuses I might have.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I take pride in my work. Tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Sorry, buddy. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves.
It's okay if you like him. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial.
Tomorrow is the last day. Too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this.
What do you mean?
The list of evidence seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. Only half as long as most lists? That is odd.
Have a good night, Rockin'!
Yeah, I'm having a good time with it. I'm like wearing myself out with all of the dialogue, but it's good. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of that investigation. Oh, the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time.
Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. A picture. Something seems strange about it.
Let's show him the picture! Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? Never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one.
Because you were awarded this?
Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department.
You finished up at the office?
Yes, just odds and ends clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back.
Take something back? We already have it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he?
Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right.
Huh. Isn't that fucking weird?
This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something about that bothers me. Yes! There's something that bothers... Yes, the trophy! It's got a fucking sword in it! It's a little different from yours.
Yes, you're right. I remember now.
Remember what?
That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design.
Story?
Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. It's what the award's based on. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story?
Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell, though, for Emma's sake?
Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon.
Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other.
Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, Why is it playing this music right now? The very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize...
Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today.
That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Hand. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Hand.
It's because he fucking used it and killed the guy. And then he pulled it out and put the other knife in there and broke it.
That's what I think.
I want tea.
Just show him my best evidence I can get somewhere.
All right.
Excuse me. Oh, what's up? Hi. Oh, it's you.
Would either of you care for a 1/4 pound of roast beef?
The star. I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you?
Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Ugh!
Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL-9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be attributed to mere coincidence.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness?
The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. The star's hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. I love how we go back and see this picture over and over and over. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her?
That's what I was wondering. Lana Sky. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL-9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant, okay. Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Gant led the investigation, with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. Magnetism. By that, I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he's handled. Incredible evidence, you mean? Oh, yes. There were rumors about him, even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I think she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh, yes. Myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. My star. That's why. I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Right? That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence procured in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. You don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Sky was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. That's my take on the matter, too! Well, I guess I was thinking more blackmail, but yeah. Lana transferred to the prosecutor 2 years ago, didn't she? Yeah. Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL-9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean, that's why Lana was transferred? It's my first time too. Jamin, what's up? Hello, welcome. If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change. At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Yes, ma'am. I hate you less than I did earlier. Good job. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. Gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. Not letting you in the chief's office, period. Be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL-9 incident. I have to take a look in there. Gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Alright, let's see if we can do it now. We updated something. So that's the King of the Prosecutors Award. You're there, of course. Got the thing. Say, this design's based on an old Chinese parable, right?
Oh yeah, everyone knows that. There was this dragon. Yeah, that's it, a dragon. He had a thing for shields, see?
It's not exactly the version we heard. No, but this one sounds more exciting.
Anyway, it gets kind of gory after that. I'll spare you the details.
What's this? Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here. Looks all the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Oh, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner. Oh, Von Karma.
Yeah, he's fucking guilty as fuck.
Yeah. That's probably it. Wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. Yeah. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime.
She says that his name does have a kind of ring to it.
Whoopsie.
Okay.
Well, what else did I get that was maybe updated? Oh! Chat, do I have the thing yet? I still don't. Oh, god damn it! Here, no. Can we talk about this? Alright, fuck you. We're just not gonna worry about it. Nope, okay. Chat, who do I have to talk to next? I don't understand what's happening. Just who do I talk to? Hi, Mr. Jazzbo. It was nice. Edgeworth. Okay. That's all I need to know. Perfect. I like the, that's all the info. Cool. Okay. What's up, Rich? Okay. You know, it wouldn't hurt if you put this up somewhere, like on a shelf. It has no meaning for me anymore. What do you mean anymore? That's who I was last year. What good is it to dwell on the past? He's asking me? Oh, he's asking me. Why can't he just accept it graciously? Actually, something's been troubling me about the shield. But do you notice anything different? Yeah, don't you remember the other shield in the court record? Guess I'd better present this other shield. We already went over this. Don't go over the story again. Don't do it again. Oh no. No, don't do it again. Okay, cool. Looks like I'm good. Yeah, this takes so long. We did this. Oh my god! Okay, then chat, do I have what I need for Edgeworth? Yes or no? Only a yes or no. I don't have what I need for Edgeworth. What the fuck? Okay. So then, maybe I'd talk to you? No? Chat, is this who I have to talk to now? No. Who the fuck do I talk to? Chat, who am I supposed to be talking to right now? Why is the game being so weird? Azaleas, Edgeworth. But I don't have the thing I need. I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh my god. You're right. Okay, where am I supposed to go? Where do I go? Chat. Edgeworth? Oh, motherfucker. There's just something in his office I have to inspect again. Oh, let me inspect the piece of paper on the floor. I'm stupid. Fine. I wonder what he was writing before. Oh, Miss Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh, no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of resignation, huh? You're having trouble reading. I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. No one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Are we taking it? We just took it? He's serious. Oh, that's what I have to get. This is what I have to give. Okay. Alright, that's fine. I'm there. We're there. Everybody get out of my way. I'm going over here. Hey, it's your favorite dude. He's gonna resign, by the way. So you know. It's a scrambled up piece of paper. No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. Made up my mind. What? Here, take my ID card. You can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? At least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. All right, detective. Thank you. Cheers, my man. You did a good thing. Okay, well, I can't believe I just didn't look at that freaking paper. I think the collection coming out next year has a built-in hint option. Oh. That's all right. I have a built-in hint option. It's called chat. Here goes, Mr. Wright. It's not there. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! She hit him. Is this the second time? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective
Gumshoe. What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID card crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. You don't do that to my card. There you go. Let's say we stole it. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now come on, see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Let's look around. I want to look at that.
This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons. Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. Where's the pipe organ, now this armor? You know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room?
What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes.
You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh, be careful what you say. Who knows? Chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out! You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Learning.
Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier, Chief Gant, he put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. Are we gonna shuffle through his desk? We sure are! This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though.
Hey, look at the case name.
Huh? SL-9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? Said I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long. Right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. What would the other half of the list be doing here?
I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case.
It would appear so. Hell yeah. Well, this is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so.
It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. 777777.
7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. You know what it is? I have a hunch. Well, I know you want to try my birth date. It's... I have a better idea. There's nothing. Dude, you're stupid making your safe code that. Bingo.
What number did you enter?
His birthday was that, pal. 7777777. The final ID card number on that record.
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 77? That ID number? I think you're 17 shy this time. Almost as bad as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's amazing. It's the same combination of my luggage. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, anyone care to look inside?
I guess this is so much like, isn't this breaking and entering? Yeah, we do theft. We do so much illegal shit in this game. It's so funny. Have a great night, Whiplash. Thank you for your support tonight. I really appreciate it. Happy holidays. We'll be doing the baking. By the way, baking stream tomorrow. If you like cookies and you feel like leaving a tip, you've already done a lot of support. But I just mean any of you. If any of you feel like leaving a tip tomorrow, there's info about it. It's in the Discord. It's in the chat right now. That Fox just posted the thing. I'm making things on stream tomorrow. If you leave a tip as a thank you, I'll issue whoop. It's not an actual purchase. You're not purchasing from me. I'm just giving thank you cookies. Okay. Anyway, if you want any of that, come by tomorrow. Feel free to leave a tip. It's not breaking and entering because you didn't. Okay. Let's look in the safe. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away?
Look, it's a
shard from a broken cup. It's from the vase. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen it before? Phoenix, don't be that stupid! And a handprint. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. Let's test for hand. Yeah, let's test for fingerprints. Yeah, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. Oh, it's Prosecutor Marshall was wearing that. Or Chief Marshall, whatever, Marshall's brother. In your defense, the prosecution is able to do shit like submit updated autopsy reports mid-trial that defense wasn't given. Yeah, seriously. This game doesn't care, ever. It's great. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? That is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. Piece of cloth with a handprint on it and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you could prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related? Come on! Of course they're relevant! Where's the fucking vase? There it is. Detective Gumshoe, can you take another look at this jar? Remember when the three of us put that back together? Ah, those were the days. Kind of early to be nostalgic. It was yesterday. Nope. First day? 2 days ago? Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? Right. One of the shards has... No, it was yesterday. Listen, has a sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know? That fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yes, that one that was in the safe. There you go. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Yeah, a symbol. Here, let me see that shard. Take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Of course we can put it together. Oh my god, look, it's perfect. There, it fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL-9 incident. What? You guys, get a load of this! What is it? The piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. Reddish line? That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? I wonder. I'm afraid I won't be able to give you any information, so I have to get it all out of my system now. You understand, don't you? I've never had anything useful to share to begin with. Oh, gotta stay positive. Okay, that's from his jacket, right? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. I know what that is. Do you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. All right, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead. Take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. Talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh! I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Alrighty. Hey, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth, and once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. Good enough. Cool. Oh, it's not Gant. But it's gonna be... No? Wait, who is it? It's Emma's? What? What do you mean it's Emma's? That I wasn't expecting. No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing on here?
You found a match? Whose fingerprints were they?
Huh? Oh. It seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints.
Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Okay. Alright, close it! Stupid. The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the criminal affairs department. It's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When a detective screws up, the chief calls him to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours.
What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul.
After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment. Literally.
Sure, it's just a crazy random happenstance.
Yeah, absolutely. Ah, Dr. Horrible.
But aren't the chief's ears affected?
Never listens to anyone anyway. That's beside the point. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame left on the shelf.
Hey, this is when Lana and I went to the theme park.
This is Lana's desk, always tidy.
Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner.
There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. What the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime? Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that.
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams.
So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired.
Don't say that!
Look at the picture again.
This was taken on that day 2 years ago.
The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Went along with Chief Gant and questioned Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think?
That's it? That's all we get from that?
What will this be doing here? We better look a little more into this list. So we'll probably go back to Edgeworth.
You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop... Oh,
first the chief wanted to use stained glass for his window.
Really? Why didn't he?
So he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh, stained glass or not, it's a huge window. Okay, I guess we go... Close the safe! Stupid. Oh, we can talk to him. Just kidding. A desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's?
Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana on that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to anyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see.
So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk?
No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL-9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think? Nah, you wouldn't be. No. Oh, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Oh, what is it? Someone tells you don't worry about it. It's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go after that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves.
Okay, so what's bothering you?
You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
Absolutely I do. What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him?
Chief Gant. Let's finally come to this.
What do I think of him?
Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignore me again. Well, was I any help?
Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence.
No, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat?
Damn it!
Sorry, Gumshoe. That sucks. Chief Gant! Oh, fuck, we busted. We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. So I was walking to my Carson? Happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you all to leave.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. Sir. Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait. You, the one with the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir?
I'd like a word with you.
Sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet.
You with the spiky hair, you're free to go.
Mr. Wright!
Who did he talk to? Me or Emma? Look, pal, I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. Why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me. I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal.
After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see. So the chief has asked Emma to come in for questioning.
No use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing.
Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman.
You know, I think I've finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words.
Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right.
Edgeworth?
Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe.
Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story! Fucking talk to me! I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual.
What an intriguing notion. Oh, what an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? Do you think I'm protecting this person?
Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence.
For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of?
The one I am supposedly so frightened of? What is this person's name? Say that! Well, Miss Sky?
Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place.
I think she's still not ready to spill the beans.
My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective.
Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was the second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. All right, I got proof. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. I stole it. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL-9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. The piece of cloth is like blackmail to get her sister put away instead or something. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. Murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this knife, this was the knife stuck in it. Oh! The knife from the SL-9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife? That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes. Seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. And I called my sister to tell her what happened and ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma. I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma's so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL-9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He'd already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? Yep. Oh my god. We need to catch up, oh hound, after the ads are over. I didn't realize you were playing. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. Anna, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. It's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything! Detective Goodman's real murderer. Scammed. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Scammed. Big ol' statue. There are 2 potential murder weapons. Bum, ba, bum, bum, bow. Oh my god, I'm going to bed. Okay. The ad is still in progress. I'm like, it's time for bed, baby. All right. You all are great. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We will get back to more Ace Attorney on the 28th, probably. I do want to try to finish it. The trial is going to be long, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it. We're going to do it. It's going to happen. I'm going to find somebody to raid. You all are fantastic. Thank you for being here. 28th, yeah. 28th in the evening. In the 27th, which is tomorrow for me when I sleep and wake up. This is still the continuation of the 26th in my mind. Okay, excuse me. Tomorrow's stream is baking. We're making cookies. If you leave a tip, $25 or more, as a thank you, I will send you some cookies. In the tip, please mention what kind you like out of the 3 that I have listed and am making. And I will prioritize that for you. There's the info there. Again, it's also in Discord. So yeah, that's tomorrow. That is stream tomorrow. And hopefully it doesn't take like way long. And then I'll get stuff packed up and ship them off the following day so they get to you as soon as possible. Yeah, never been important. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for some baking. And then we will continue on here.